AC. That will have blown the cobwebs out from every orifice. It's Let There Be Rock here on the Live Lounge. Christy with you through till 7 p.m. and we are chatting to Aidan Dockers from DCAC, who are, of course, the kind of the ultimate AC/DC tribute band, in that it's not just about the music, it's all about the show, and you can go and see the show on the 5th of June next weekend. In fact, at the Villa Gaiety. It is on Saturday and there are tickets available now. One of the things about it though, Doc, is it's not just about the music, it's not just about, being on shoulders, AD shoulders, it's also the costume that you have to wear.
Suit.
Angus's little school suit.
Yeah.
It's not the same one,
It
is
is the same original one that I had it made for me in Singapore, and it was really, really well made. It is proper velvet. It's the red colour, and it's just lasted. It really just lasted. It was probably the best thing I've ever bought as far as clothes go. You know what I mean? I've had that wear out of it. It's been fab. Like
it must get hot in that.
Yeah, when we first started, we used to pan out and figure out, right, okay, when can I get rid of the suit? Like,
Dockers is going to start sweating.
And it's sort of progressively got longer and longer, didn't it?
I think about 10 songs in now before he gets to take any of his clothes off.
So by which time I'm just melting.
Yeah,
But,
and then by the end of it, there's practically no clothes. You know?
No. I've still got my socks on.
Yeah, that's fine. That's all right then. Yeah. And Aid, I've got to come to you as well, because as we were just hearing there with that, and also A Whole Lot of Rosie, Let There Be Rock. I mean, my word, those vocals, it must really rip through your throat doing that.
It does. Like, for my sins, I used to smoke, and I would really suffer for it for days and days after. But obviously, I don't smoke anymore, and it's so much better. I can do the 2 hours now. In fact, the energy that we've had for doing these rehearsals for the last couple of weeks, we've been so pumped for this show. I got to the end. We did 2 hours on Wednesday night. We did the full set on Wednesday night, and I could have just kept going. I was just absolutely loving it. And then I was singing the next morning in the shower. So you get used to it after a while, but it does take a bit of practice.
And this would normally be the time of the year that would be your busiest, wouldn't it? Because TT is when you guys usually do big gigs.
Yeah, TT is always it's the biggest gig we do, to be fair, but the biggest crowd. But it's such a different crowd than you'd normally do playing just for the Isle of Man, and it's just fantastic. And this year we haven't got it, so we're trying to, at least in sort of presence, bring some TT back to the Villa, and hopefully we can sort of put on a good show and make send people away happy and
absolutely
and want more.
Can't wait.
And you've been prepping it for quite some time, haven't you? Because you've got some new ideas for this year.
Yeah.
We usually put a skeleton set list together maybe about Christmas time, when we start thinking about what we want in for next year. But if there's any new songs we want to do, which we always kind of put in some new ones, which we have got this year. And then after, because of obviously lockdown delayed us a bit, but as soon as we came out of the second lockdown this year, we, me and Dick Rain were out meeting, about the pyro and going to the Villa Marina to meet them, and then meeting about the visuals. So, Ali Robertson, who does the visuals, we were meeting him, and it's just a lot of technical meetings, and there's a lot of work that goes into it before, and that's before we even, the amount of hours we spend, all of us in the rehearsal room, playing the sets and changing the set around to make sure that it just fits and just feels right. But this year, this just feels the most right. The set is fantastic. And we've actually, I said the other week, we've downloaded this on our, we've actually put this on playlists on our iTunes on our phones, and we're actually playing it. And I haven't heard some of these songs for quite a few years because we just know them. Yeah. But I've been loving playing the set. You have as well. We talked about it the other day. Actually loving playing the set again, which is just great.
Oh, it's so exciting. And you've had some support from local businesses as well, haven't you? Because the sort of show you're doing, these things aren't cheap to put on, are they?
No. And fair play to Dick Rain from Macro Metals. He's put so much work with Aid into this gig.
And he's put money into it as well, just because there's certain things they need doing. They need to bring barriers over from the UK. There's things like this. There's loads of things that happen that they don't have over here. So to have the support of like Macro Metal and other companies is just fantastic. But yeah, it's a joint effort from a lot of people to get the thing working on the night.
And the Villa Crew race as well,
They're
aren't they? They go to quite some lengths to make sure
They
it
do.
all
We've
works.
got Polly there doing the sound. You've got Alex Davidson doing the lighting, and he loves AC/DC, so it's so good because he's so keen and enthusiastic about getting the lighting right, which makes a whole difference on the evening.
Mm-hmm.
You've got Ali Robertson who does all the visuals.
Yeah.
You've got Andy James doing the stage management. It's
It's just everything runs so smooth.
Yeah, we're really lucky.
And when they have to deal with us, it's it's
But just God knows how it happens
how it
all
just-
exactly at the right time on the night,
yeah, everything just happens, doesn't it? It's like magic.
and that's what we're hoping for next week.
Oh, it will be awesome, I know. So we might not have the TT, but do you know what? We've still got one of the biggest and best bands performing next weekend. It is going to be awesome, I'm absolutely sure. So it is the 5th, so it is on Saturday, and you can get your tickets now by either calling the box office on 600 555 or pop in and see them. They're very nice down
They
there.
are lovely
Very
down
good.
there,
Yeah.
and it'll be busy. What always happens, just letting people know,
Yeah.
a couple of hundred tickets always go on the last day because it's a typical Manx way. People be like, "Oh, I'll be all right. I'll get it soon," and then they head down on the last day, and everybody piles in and gets tickets on the last day. So get them online, or like say, pop into the Villa Marina and get them from there.
It's one of those where you just don't want to miss it.
You don't
It
wanna miss
is
it.
going to be absolutely epic.
It really is.
Well, Aidan Dockers, lovely to speak to you. Do you know what? Before you go, we need to give a shout out to the other members of the band. We haven't
You
actually
do?
really mentioned them.
Only because they're not here. It's
Yeah.
not that they're out of. Well,
Yeah,
we've
we've got obviously Dick Rain plays bass, Kev Cleater is fulfilling the role of Malcolm Young, and John Cleater's on drums, and the whole band couldn't do without anyone in it, if you know what I mean. We couldn't replace any of them. They're just fantastic.
Yeah.
Oh, see, saved. It's all right now. They'll love you again. It's okay.
Well played.
Well, we're
I mean-
going to finish with Thunderstruck. Why are we finishing with this one?
One, because it is just an absolutely fantastic song. It's so recognisable, and it's left the whole thing of concerts, and it's
Yeah.
gone to
It's
people
just-
listen to it.
yeah.
It's on the telly. It's
Yeah.
advertised everywhere. And two, my two boys love Thunderstruck. So if we could have that, and all kids seem to love Thunderstruck, but if we could have that, it'd be
Yeah,
absolutely
So
fantastic.
they are AC/DC fans.
They are, and they came 2019 was the last kind
Yeah.
of, the last show we did properly in the TT, and they came and they were up in the crowd, and I gave them a little shout out, and it's just nice to
Aw.
have your kids come and watch you play.
Well, go on then, dedicate it to them.
Okay, well, this one is for James and Matthew. Probably not listening because they're out with their friends at the moment, but I'm telling you now, Thunderstruck, you asked for it and you're getting it now.
That is a pretty good reason to play this.